Hi there, welcome to another video from Parker Adams Boat Sales. I'm Jonathan Parker and today we're here in Port Solent to show you this fantastic 2005 Manhattan 50. Now if you're in the market for a full width beam mid cabin, this sort of period of boat for around between 400 and 500,000 pounds, and this is the boat for you. I don't think you'll find a better Manhattan 50 on the market today. So we're going to show you around, show you the features and benefits. But this boat is in fantastic condition, very well looked after by the current owner. As you can see from the saloon area, this beautiful expanse of space and light that falls into this area, to the cabin areas, especially the full width beam cabin you can see here, a fantastic space with its own heads. And of course you've got two more cabins after that as well as a fantastic galley area as well. So all in all, this is a fantastic boat. So let me show you round all the features that this boat has to offer. All right, follow me. First of all, I just want to show you there's actually a 290 Sir on the top of here. It's not included in the sale of the boat, but it shows you what can go on here. So 2.9 metre Sir rib on a Hurley davit. So this is a davit system which allows the boat to deploy and recover fairly easily onto the back of the bathing platform. It has a 20 horsepower engine, and as you can see, you pop it on the back and you still have step-on access onto the back of the boat. I do like the fact that this is cut off at this point because it's 50. It remains within that 50-foot mark, so it keeps your mooring costs down from having an extended platform on the back, which then put you into the next price bracket of mooring. But they still very neatly put a small step on the side so you can get on. And because of the Hurley davit system, the way it's positioned, you can get round the back, so you can still get round the rib as well. All the flooring and the cockpit flooring is later teak, as you can see, and it is in reasonably good condition. It feels very nice throughout the cockpit area, and you've got good areas of storage on here as well. So good access for hoses and things like that. Very neat place to pop that. This does have underwater lights as well, and it obviously has a transom shower and then a very nice entrance into the cockpit area. It has neat touches, like the ropes will feed through here and then onto the cleat, so it just keeps them, if you angle the ropes in different areas, it stops the wear onto the GRP. Quite a nice feature. And also the rope can then be stored in this neat compartment toward the side here. Very neat design. Battery switches are in here, but then you come through to this lovely cockpit area, and as you can see, the teak's in beautiful condition throughout here. We've got this fantastic table, so it starts as a dining table, and you can also fold it up into a drinks table as well to make it nice and neat. And then there's an additional chair here as well, but we just removed it for access into the engine room. But also we've lifted up this hatch here because there is actually a crew cabin down in here. It is used for storage. There's no fixed toilet in there, but it's fantastic storage space. There's clean storage as well, clean dry storage in there. A very neat place to store all your water sports gear, all the bits and pieces that you would normally end up nestling around elsewhere. There's also storage under these seats as well, but you can see the seat upholstery is in fantastic condition. So there's a good example. So very nice Silvertech style upholstery, very clean condition as well. And obviously this isn't original, it's been done in recent years. And we can see the teak right all the way up into the flybridge. I really like the condition of this, it's really nice, and we've got lights that light up, so of an evening this does light up very nicely. And we'll come up to the flybridge area, and again the upholstery up here as well has been the same as the cockpit, but we've got this very large curved seating area, and it is big up here. You can easily get, I reckon, 8 people around this table. And with the addition of the lounger as well, just to show you.
Go on, Jonathan. How tall are you, Jonathan?
I am, if you haven't already heard, 6 foot tall. And easily, this is easy for 2 people to sun lounge on here, or even 3. And actually, this is a lovely position to be at just now. It's very humid today. It might be clouding over a bit. We are expecting some rain later, but it's been sunny all day and humid, so I think we might be in for a thunderstorm. It's looking a bit grey, so we're getting this done quickly as we can. You can see up in the dash though, it's got the latest Sunseeker steering wheel. It's been upgraded. It's also been upgraded to Raymarine Nav up here. It's also had an upgrade chart plotter down below as well as it's got a quantum radar on the top. Bow and SternThruster. You can see the controls and electronic controls for the Caterpillar C12 engines. They're 720 horsepower each, and they've done about 730 hours on them. Great engines, very reliable. We'll show you in the engine room in a bit. But this also has a yacht control system, so you can wirelessly control the bow, stern thruster and the engines. So when you are mooring short-handed, it's a fantastic option to have. I'll show you the controller because it's on the helm down below. But for now, let's make our way back round. There is a wet bar up here and a cool box, wet bar, cool box there. So let's head back down. Should we go around the side decks? Let's go around the side decks. And you can appreciate coming around the side decks actually the condition of the boat. The GRP is in beautiful condition as you come round. It's very, very white, this boat. Some boats would yellow over the years. It's a very, very white boat in very nice condition. Even when you look around, all the windows look in really nice shape. All the seals are good. And ignore the snake. Oh, that's not real. Scare the birds away, apparently. And then we're through to this forward section of the boat where, of course, the anchor is here. We've got electric up and down to operate the anchor up and down here with your feet. You also have helm control on it as well at both helms, and obviously your anchor chain storage under there. There is obviously a section for bow cushions as well. We believe it has them. No?
In fact, I'm not sure on that. I have a feeling they haven't got them, but I'll double check that. We'll put an overlay on here just to confirm whether or not it's got them. Okay,
thank you, Andrew. But we've got the fittings for them. So obviously this would have been moulded in originally, so as an option.
I think I've just noticed actually that you talk about having the fittings in. I really like the fact that Sunseeker have actually recessed those into the deck. Yeah. On most boats they're on the top, and what then happens is you can get quite a lot of grit goes into them.
You get a lot of lift.
You do.
So when you're going along with the bow cushions on, they'll lift off probably about a foot, but with those fittings it won't. It'll keep them nicely and firmly down.
I just noticed
I like the stainless wiper arms as well. Very chunky, very purposeful, and very nice condition again. There's a spotlight as well. But the side decks are really easy to get around. And then step back down. So let's head into the saloon. And then we get an idea now of what the Manhattan 50 gives you with the view of space in the saloon. And again, this is a very large seating area. What I do like is the table easily opens up into a full diner. Just like that.
It's lovely, that.
Yeah, really nice. I really love the finish on it as well. Really nice condition. Ever so often they can get damaged over the years, but this has still got a high gloss to it. I can't really see any scratches to it, so very nice condition and easy to change around. This boat's got air conditioning. It's got 4 air conditioning units, all in good working order. And also it has a very high-end speaker system. So if you look around the ceiling, you can see there's these recessed speakers which stick out. There's actually 3 more over here as well. What this gives you via the Onkyo system, it gives you a full surround sound when you're watching television, as well as it's a fantastic hi-fi as well. So it really does pump out the sounds and the music, which you don't often see a speaker system as good as this on a motorboat, especially of this kind of age, with this sort of system. So a real good asset. All the carpets in beautiful condition. Be careful there.
Trying to fall over here. It would have made a good ad for the videos. I go flat on my back.
All the carpets in beautiful condition as well, and I love the Sunseeker touches. So they've got the lit cabinet, as you can see here, and all the Sunseeker glassware as well.
That's really nice, isn't it?
So still got the Sunseeker embossed on. Just a real show-offy moment that is when you make people drinks. Really luxurious. And then we come down to the lower helm, and then we can show you this. So this is the Yacht controller. So it is actually the make. It's called Yacht controller from Smart, but we can see we can operate the engines and the Bow and SternThruster from this remote control.
It's really cool.
Yeah, it's very good. We have a play with that another day, I think. You can still control the Bow and SternThruster and the engines, of course, on their own via the controls. And again, this is lovely. I like the way Sunseeker lay out these dashes. They sort of wrap round. And driving down here is actually a nice... I've driven Manhattans down below quite often, and they're really actually nice driving position. Because they're such a long boat, the helm, though, is quite forward. So when you look over, the actual nose of the boat isn't... You're kind of you're more than 50% forward of the boat. So when you're actually driving it, you've got really good visibility over the nose of the boat. And so with that, it just gives you confidence that you can see everything around. So visibility is good, especially because you've got these large windows either side of the saloon, so you can see out to the side. And from the helm, it's always important you can see sort of to the back of the boat when you're mooring up, so you can moor with it like this as well. And of course with the remote control it makes things very easy, but I can see all the way through the doorway all the way to the back of the boat from the helm, which again allows you to judge distances. Also there is also a camera to help you as well. As you can see, we're now looking at the Sir on the back of the boat, and you can see to the back as well. So this again, and I'm not forgetting this is the other Raymarine upgrade. I really like the fact they've got the carbon behind. So odds a slight modern touch. And so we've got a mix of the modern Raymarine and then some of the earlier instrumentation, including the autopilot as well, not forgetting. So again, really nice features around. And you can see the original Sunseeker steering wheel as opposed to the modern one upstairs. So it's on preference. I don't know, I quite like that.
It was a debate. The owners they've been interviewed before on this boat, and he was planning on changing that when he bought the boat. And then when he just fell in love with it, went, do you know what? It's original. It's stunning. Yeah. Why would I change it?
It's beautifully traditionally,
isn't it?
With the stainless steel. I like the stainless steel and the wood. It's
more like
really
a ship's wheel, isn't it? And
yeah,
it's quite nice.
Well, you feel like you're driving a ship down here. It's a little ship, isn't it? And that's what the Manhattan is. It's a little ship with really good sea capabilities as well. So we drop down now. Because it's got the full width mid cabin, you get this very elevated position in the saloon, which you're in now. So again, when you actually sat in the saloon area, you're quite elevated on the marine, which is really nice. So you have a nice vantage just sat in the saloon. But then we drop down into the galley.
Really do go down into the galley as well. I mean, you talk, about your height. If I look up here, you're really little down there.
Well, it just gives you an idea of the space. Yeah. You really get a feel for how big this boat actually is. And 50-foot boats, even though 50 foot sounds like a big boat, but you can go on some 50-footers and they'll feel half the size of this. It's to do with the height, the width, the amount of room they've got in, and the full width mid cabin. And this full width mid cabin is a lot smarter than other full width mid cabins that may have started to appear around this period. Because I think the Manhattans were probably some of the first to do the full width mid cabin, and they did it really well. I really like the worktops. This is quite common throughout a lot of the Manhattans to have this sort of pink sort of flake in here. I do like this. It looks very high end, and we've got a three burner. Well, we've got a three induction hob on here. Or it could be halogen, probably halogen this sort of period. And then we've got a combi microwave oven as well. So it's convection oven and microwave. But then all the usual things, obviously, like their alcohol. They've got a choice.
This isn't a galley. This is a bar.
Quite like. So they've got the old Isle of Wight Mermaid Pink Gin.
Nice.
I like that one. I recommend that. That's a good one.
That. I want a bottle of that at Boat Life. I haven't had it yet.
My new favourite.
Is it?
Yeah, I like the blue one as well. I like the mermaids. Really nice.
Your birthday's not till September.
Yeah. Okay, excellent. But of course, we're looking around. Where's the fridge? It's got a fridge freezer. So it's not just a fridge. It's a full fridge and full freezer.
Look at that.
Very unusual to get. It's like the size you have in your house, which is quite unusual to have. Well, let me show you the second cabin, which is an island bed. Again, loads of storage in here. Has air conditioning as well. It's got its own unit, so you can control the air conditioning from a control, and a reverse cycle as well, so you can heat as well. Television, and it has its own ensuite. Which you can go, I'll go in this way. So ignore the dehumidifier. That's sat in here. That's obviously for winter, it's not needed anymore, which it's not on. But you get the full shower cubicle, which wraps around. Really nice pedestal sink, which is, again, it's quite common. You've got the 240 electrics for your shaver point and electric toilet. I think it's a vacuum system, this one, so it's a vacuum flush toilet. So quiet. There's no large motors or macerators going on when you flush this toilet. It's very quiet. It's a bit like when you flush an aeroplane toilet. So it's vacuum, just sucks everything out. Really good. And again, there's quite a lot of space in here as well. It feels quite roomy. And again, very nice condition. Right, let's pop into the third cabin. Quite often these are used for storage because it's quite a handy storage area, but you can see it's actually made up with the two beds. So the two bunk beds, again, full size. Let's do it, 'cause it's quite hard to explain to people that these actually are full size beds. Yeah. So again, I've got my feet not quite touching the end.
It's funny, when you look at them, I just assume they're a bit small.
Yeah.
But actually they're full
like
size beds.
You know,
really good.
and I'm 6 foot.
Yeah,
if I haven't mentioned it already.
6 foot.
There is a television as well, which is quite nice. It's a nice TV there. You see it? And a wardrobe as well. So there is a wardrobe here as well. And of course you've got your 240 electrics, lights, and you've got reading light at the top and the bottom. So very good. And then you've got the blinds you can drop down.
And surely there can't be another cabin, can there, Jonathan? Is there another cabin?
Yes. Yeah, and then obviously the best cabin is down this way. What we'll show you on the way though is a distribution panel. So this controls all the power for everything from, and there's a mix on these Manhattans. You have a 12 volt system and a 24 volt system, as well as a 240 volt system. So some things will work from 24 volt, which are these parts. These parts are all 12 volt, and then you've got the 240 volt here, all very neatly positioned. You can also empty the holding tank from this point as well. And also you can start and stop the generator from here as well. So it's kind of a one-stop shop for all your electrics. Okay, and then we'll step through with the head height into the full. So it's sometimes a full width cabin is where you can lose some of your head height to get around the boat. This one, you can keep it all the way around the sides to this fantastic work surface, to the fantastic storage area, and top. Again, it feels very luxurious, especially with the windows on the side. Neat stool for the vanity table and the mirror, and the beds I've been told are ottoman beds, so they can lift up for storage underneath, but this one has drawers for storage underneath as well. And again, obviously you've got the work surface there, but they've got a nice picture of themselves stroking
a leopard.
A leopard. Oh, very nice. Obviously very tame.
Draw attention actually to the wood up there as well. It's you can see there hasn't been any leaks or anything to the windows. The wood there is in beautiful condition. It's really, really nice.
Yeah, people can be guilty of not tightening the windows up fully over the years, and so they end up getting a few leaks past the rubber seals, and then it can damage the varnish on the wood veneer. But it doesn't seem to have happened on this boat. All points to be careful of. But and then through to the master ensuite. Again, it's a full width shower cubicle. But this one, in addition, has a small seat in it now, and obviously good storage to put your shower gel on. Good storage above, and then lighting, and then another vacuum toilet as well. So we've got two heads down here. Another television, and then a really big wardrobe. So it's big wardrobe. I'll just see what's in there. Just if you close it. So it's a nice big wardrobe space. So I was always impressed with the size of the wardrobes on these. Again, it's like the same size you'd have in your house. Right, let's pop back through. There's various accesses to seacocks and things like that in the floors. So there's good access to everything. Nice lighting up the steps.
I was laying down here and just showing how far you climbed up there. Look at that.
It's just all go up and then down again.
You've got a stair lift in one of these, I think.
Yeah. I like the stainless steel handrail as well.
Yeah,
It's
nice.
a really luxurious touch. And the headlinings are all pretty good, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
So
really
again, a boat of this age, you tend to start to suffer with the headlinings, and the linings all seem pretty good.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've got the blinds on the side, so these aren't linings; these are actually the Roman blinds that go up and down.
That's a really good point about the wall linings. They are absolutely pristine, and so many boats of this sort of age have started to go, but there is absolutely no signs of that at all, which is really good. What you got there? You looking at family albums?
Listen,
That's lovely, isn't it?
yeah, obviously got the name of the boat on there as well, and it is so it's the family album of the boat.
It feels like a loved boat, I have to say. When you step on board, it feels like it's just a loved looking
It used
design.
to have a Sea-Doo Spark on the back, by the
Oh,
looks of it. It
shows
shows you can put one of those on the back. Yeah, it's very, very beautiful boat, and it just feels like a really nice boat. The original, one of the Sunseeker manual as well. What is this? I think it's just about the range. I don't think that's it, is it? The 155.
Yeah,
Something to aspire to, isn't it? They're made one, that be. Right, but all in all, to me, and I think Andrew would agree, it's fantastic condition. 2005 Manhattan 50. What we're going to do now is just pop down into the engine room and just show you a little bit round in there.
In fact, while Jonathan's going down there, I'll just turn this on myself. I was fortunate enough to go out and do drone footage on this boat just a couple of days ago, and I met up with the owners in the Solent. You can see the footage over here, and the boat performs like a sports boat, but I think looks absolutely stunning. This is her just pushing along in the Solent, and it just gave me a real buzz actually to go out on board this boat. Although I was concentrating on the drone, you could feel that this is a big boat pushing through the water, and it just felt fantastic. I have to say, when I stepped on board this boat, it just oozes quality. There's something very, very special about the Manhattan 50, but in particular this one. I have to be honest, fallen in love with this boat. So back to Jonathan. He's in his favourite place, so I shall hand you down there.
Okay, so as I've already said, it's got Caterpillar C12 engines, and they're 720 horsepower each. But they are fantastic truck-derived engines, very, very reliable. And as you can see, we can double confirm the hours because they actually have analog hours on them, as well as digital hours up at the helm. So one's done 730 and one 734 hours. I really like, though, the way that these are designed for servicing in mind, so everything's easily accessible. And they also have a hand pump to actually pump out the oils as well. So very, very neat idea to be able to do that. But the engine room itself is actually very big. So you can see there's loads of room above the engines to access things like the fuel filters, the generator fuel filter. We've got all the switches and the trip switches for all the electrics here, as well as the two battery chargers. We have this 12 volt battery charger there and a big 24 volt battery charger over here. But then when we swing round to the back of the engine room, there's a generator, so the generator which will power all the systems on the boat, including the air conditioning. Again, a very nice big one. We'll overlay the size of it. The owner wasn't quite sure, but it's normally probably either 9 or a 13 kilowatt charger in here. And again, even things like the strainers are very easy to access and to check. And you can actually get around the side of here into the depths of the back of there where the rudders and everything like that are. So you can actually get around this. You can see the CFR system as well, which does look in nice condition, albeit the extinguisher is fairly original, but it is in nice shape, so it probably could do with a service at some stage if it's not been done recently. But all in all, this is a nice engine space. With the lights as well, make it nice and bright down here, so when we do our engine checks, it's quite nice and easy, and where my foot is just there, the batteries are all stored under the floor here as well. So again, nice, easy access, and of course you've got this great ladder as well to go up and down with. So again, all in all, a very, very good engine space. All right, let's give that back to you. All right, and pop back up. All right, let's take the shoes back off and pop this down. So that is the Sunseeker Manhattan 50. And if you want to see more about this boat, come and look at the drone video, look at the pictures on our website, parker-adams.co.uk. Subscribe to our channel, please, as well. Come and see all the other boats we have for sale. Well, I hope you enjoyed this one. I think Andrew enjoyed filming me, of course. He always has a pleasure.
Always, always.
So thank you for doing the filming, Andrew, and we'll see you on the next video.
Indeed.
Very soon.
Although I have just had a little idea. I'm going to steal a little bit of the show. So what I'm going to try and do in a minute is, we've talked about doing these before, 2-minute tours. So I think I'm going to do a 2-minute tour on this. So if you've got this far, to be fair, it's probably more aimed at the other way around. If people will watch a 2-minute tour, and then we'll probably watch the longer one. But I'm just going to scoot around this boat now in 2 minutes. So if you're interested to see that, I'll put the link down below as well. But yeah, we've loved being on board this boat.
Okay, well, thank you, Andrew, and we look forward to seeing that. So bye for now. Bye-bye.